What is going on, all you lovely ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mike O'Hora, and this is a lovely penguin. And today we are breaking down the arts of Twice's music video for Feel Special. So, guys, this song is an absolute banger. If you haven't listened to it, and if you haven't checked out my reaction to it, please go ahead and click back and go and watch that video on first. But guys, this video, they got a lot of really awesome sets, so let's dive straight on in. So first and foremost, they have this awesome gold and shiny set that they have here, plus a platform that they're standing on that's in a pool of water, and they have water raining down behind them. Now, I don't know if this is some sort of like a special studio that has a little bit of waterworks in it and stuff, because I've noticed in a few of their videos they've been in water for a lot of it, like just on different like platforms in water or whatnot. So I'm wondering if they have a studio that just kind of has that readily available, so it makes it kind of quicker and easier, because setting up for a water scene, it can be tricky. It can be tough because you got to make sure nothing's going to leak, and then you got to test it and make sure the water works in it, and that's a lot of water, and it takes a lot of time to fill and all that kind of stuff, and there's a lot of different variables. So I imagine this is probably at a studio where there is commonly water there. But regardless, they have some really cool set pieces here. So as you can see, they have all these beautiful golden archways and this big structure, and then later on we'll see a more panned out shot of it. And realistically, it looks really crazy, it looks really nuts, but it's not a super tough build, actually, if you would. For the most part, it's all probably wood. And then I'd imagine the bottom of it's probably wrapped in some sort of rubber or like hydrophobic material or something like that, just so that it's not going to destroy the set, you know, when the water's on it. But I'd imagine they built it all up with wood, and then it's as simple as there's like spray-on adhesives that you can get. You spray it on over the surface that you're trying to cover, and then you just get a bunch of gold glitter. And you smack it on there and stick it to the adhesives, and then it completely coats the whole entire thing. It's time consuming, and believe me, you're gonna see gold freaking glitter on you for the rest of your life. But it makes for a pretty cool set. Let's see what's going on next. Oh man, so next we got this really cool white room thing that they got going on here, which I think we get a little bit more of an outward shot. So this one is interesting to me. So they definitely have the ramp that she's laying on, and then I think for the most part, the background, and then even just behind the like ramp or like lounge that she's laying on, I believe those areas are animated. I'm sure it'll show it in one of the behind the scenes, but I'm pretty sure those are animated in. However, yeah, you just kind of build a ramp out of wood, and then a big fan favorite in the art department is you can get these print out vinyls that have different textures and different images and stuff on them, in order that you can stick them onto the wood that you're working with, because mainly we're working with wood, because working with metals a lot, it takes an incredible amount to work with it, and then on top of it, it's going to be really heavy. So we're trying to build things quick, we're trying to build them fast. They're not made to last, they're not made to be super supportive or anything like that. It's just to get the shot and get it done. So I'd imagine this is wood, and then it's just covered in some sort of like a vinyl stick-on texture where it's white, so it looks like those panels or whatnot. And then, yeah, and then they probably continue that out onto the floor as well there. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool shot. It definitely adds a very futuristic feeling towards this area of the video. And then, yeah, we get the kind of like flip shot of it where you actually see more of the thing. The ramp. And then, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is edited in, and then on top of it, I'm pretty sure the background is also edited in. But you can see that the floors, they're real as well. So it's like they have a whole circular platform that they just covered to make it look like white tiles. Also, yeah, laying tile, it just takes so long. It wouldn't be worth it for a music video. Then this is a really cool shot because eventually it pans out and it becomes like a little dollhouse or something. But realistically, again, this is wallpaper. It's wallpaper. You just stick it on to there. Just stick it on, make it look nice. You paint the frames different colors. They definitely pick really bright and colorful ones to kind of emulate a Barbie doll house, if you would, or like a kid's playhouse type of a feel. And I think they nail it, but they make it kiddish, but also a little bit more adult by having the patterns on there. So it's not full blown kid, if that makes any sense. And that's what I think the aesthetic is that they're going for this shot in particular. And then on top of it too, it's not really a set dressing thing. I just really like the crown that she has. I think that was a really cool touch by the costume department. Really nice. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so look at this. It's more or less it's just a regular room. If you really wanted to break down what this is, it's a very very regular room. It's just been painted with crazy colors that you typically wouldn't have in a room. It's made to look kind of childish, you know. Plus, that's a super fun carpet, by the way. I'm just noticing that right now, how colorful and cool it is. That's pretty fun. That's really really cool. But yeah, pretty simple. Pretty simple. Oh yeah, so this is also cool. This is the first shot we get to see of I only know a few of their names. I'm pretty sure this is Momo. She is standing in like it almost looks like a store or possibly a museum of dolls and different figurines, which you can rent all these. You can rent all of them. Literally, prop houses have like literally everything. Everything you could possibly imagine. There's even a spot in LA where you can quite literally just go and rent out miniatures, which you'll see a little bit later here. Let me try to pull up. So like miniatures. So like you can see how these little houses are down here at the bottom. You got some more houses over there. And you can literally buy or not buy, but well, I guess you could buy them. But mostly you're going to rent them. You're going to rent out these little miniature houses and whatnot to make a really cool set. And it looks like she's in like a store or possibly a museum. Oh, that's actually really cool. I didn't even notice. Like I knew they had the one chandelier in the middle here because the video starts with the chandelier directly in the shot, but they also had another two different sets of chandeliers here. But yeah, they have these. Oh, so you really get to see the scope of how big this thing is that they built here. But still, really, really nice, really cool set. I love this part. Again, it's another set where they have water on it. Water is such a hard thing to deal with on set, so they must be in a studio where water is kind of regularly available, and they have props that are probably water resistant and stuff, and sets, excuse me, that are water resistant, so they can have like these rain scenes. Those neon lights that they have strung up, I wonder if those are actual neon lights because if they have to make them custom made to fit like the buildings and stuff, like that stuff gets really expensive. So those could also just be like stringed up LED lights that they can kind of control and make them look different colors and whatnot to fit to their standards as well. And they kind of look like neon on film, which is another pretty cool thing. But yeah, then they got a sweet old car, easy to rent. And then depending on the studio, they might actually already have sets like this kind of pre-built, and they usually are on like wheels and stuff, and you can kind of just push them around and get them into place wherever you want them. And then other times you just build them yourself, you know, but there's not really anything too crazy about any of these kind of builds, so we won't really go that far into it. Now the diamond room. This one perplexes me quite a bit. It makes me wonder because I think of two different ways that I would do this if I was the one making this room. Simple enough is always going to start out with a couple of flats. It's really hard to tell which way that the walls are orientated because of just how angular everything is, and how it's got some sort of like a mirror texture on it, probably like a mylar kind of a texture on it, which is like a fabric that is reflective, for those who are wondering. Now, the wall is not flat itself. You can tell because you can see all the reflections and stuff, and it really is, it messes with your brain really badly. But what I imagine that they probably did is that you can actually rent out squares of this, and then you put it together basically like a Lego set on your set, and you stick them to your walls. They have places you can drill through, and it'll hold them onto the walls. Or their art team went above and beyond and cut out a ton of different triangles and then stuck them all together to make little pyramids coming off the wall with the reflective surfaces on them in order to make this desired effect. This room breaks my brain, but it's very cool. I wish I could like show you what I mean, but like a square could literally be like this. Square would be one, where it would have two panels down low, and then another two panels over here. And then when they go together, those, when they connect, they make the pyramid, and then another pyramid, and then another pyramid, and another pyramid, and so on and so forth. But it's really hard to tell. Even in the behind the scenes, it's really tough to tell because they don't really show what it looks like, you know? So it's going to be all speculation at this point, you know? Oh, this is another really, really cool one. This is... Oh, I forget what they're called. Oh my gosh, what are they called? I want to say they're like fiber... I'm blanking on what they're called. They're like LED fibers or something like that. And essentially there would be like a bundle at the top, and then it would have a bunch of these strings sticking out, and you can see at the end of each string there's a little glowing like ball, and that's the light coming through the cord. It's actually really similar to how like fiber optics works for internet, if you would, where the light kind of travels through. But yeah, you just get super long ones, and you kind of spread them out at the top, and you hang them from some sort of contraption up above, and it really makes a cool looking effect. And the lighting department definitely helps out with this a lot. And then, yeah, they just have a couple of trees. Just rent the trees and add them in. But those things that, honestly, it's going to bother me so bad I don't remember what they're called. They're so simple, but like so aesthetic at points, and like the way they use them to make it look like they're hanging out of the trees, like it's this mystical forest, is really, really nice. I personally love it. Yeah, see here you get a better idea of like the whole forest. And then actually it's funny too, these are literally what I was talking about. They're the bundles of those wires, you know, but instead of spreading them out so that they're all hanging and whatever, they're just wrapped tight together, and then it looks like one big cord going up and around these trees, and then you really see the glow of each of the cord as well, which is really cool. Yeah, this is another really cool shot. They really like kind of clip by it pretty quick. They cut to it, I think, a couple times in the music video, but literally what this is a whole bunch of shelving units. That's it. That's all it takes is a bunch of shelves. And then you just stack a whole crap ton of TVs on them. And then the electric team, they'll run through and they'll add power to it. Because you can actually see in the video the flicker on the televisions and stuff. And yeah, it's really it's a cool thought, because it makes it almost look like they're floating, but you can see like the towers. You can see obviously they're sitting on shelves, but yeah, it's literally, they're just shelving units. Yeah, see, there you go. It's like little image changes going on there. Pretty cool. Yo, for her, It's so interesting when we were watching this the first time. I thought she was sitting on a throne. I didn't realize she's sitting on a stool, and then that piece in the back is just a piece in the back. She's not actually leaning against it. It's completely standing on its own. But the rest of the stuff in here, it's all props. All of it's props, which is really cool. And then actually, a really cool thing is the walls and stuff. They make it look like it's like a certain type of marble or stone or a different, maybe not marble, but not granite either. Whatever, it looks like one of those hard stones that people use to make houses or whatever. Usually they'd be like tiles of it that you'd stick onto your walls to make it look like this, but here again it's vinyl, stick on, you know. And then a really cool thing is with the staircase, actually, that I'm just kind of noticing right now, is they painted it, because you can't have this kind of detail on this with a sticker, unfortunately. So they most likely painted it. Now, there's people specifically for this kind of work. They're called scenic painters. And they can paint things to make it look like different textured stuff. So they can make it look like certain types of wood. They can make it look like certain types of stones, whether it be marble or granite or whatever kind of thing. So they definitely were just looking at the walls and kind of imitating it onto the banisters, which is really cool. The handrails here, which that's a really cool effect. Also, that's like a really, really tough job. And there's like the people who do that are very specialized and they get paid a lot because it is not an easy task to do. Yeah, so you can kind of see it a little bit better. It doesn't look exactly the same, but it has a similar look. But realistically, this is all wood. And during one of the behind the scenes video, you can tell when the camera was looking more towards the left that they're actually in a studio for this. So like this isn't like an actual location. So that's how I know this is definitely wood that they've just covered and painted and stuck over, because this would be so heavy if they did actual stone for this. Because people have that. They really do. They actually genuinely have like carved out granite handrail things and stairways and stuff like that, which is bonkers. And it's like, I mean, those are like the mega rich people who do that kind of stuff. But for this case, it's definitely just painted on, which is nice. So this one, same set as the girl who's sitting down by those doors where it's raining and stuff. But again, it's just a really, really cool set. It's dark, but it's also got really light colors in the background, which just really rocks that aesthetic. And yeah, it's got to be a stage that specializes in water for sure, because like no normal set's gonna have this much water, because every take that you take, it's like you're pouring more and more water down, and it gets expensive, you know. This is a cool one. This is a really, really, really cool set. Obviously the background is like really, really crazy, and you can tell that they kind of reuse pieces, because like over here it says nobody somebody in the background, which you could see in like other shots as well. And it's hard to tell because she's sitting right in front of it, but I'm pretty sure this is that doorway that we were looking at where I think it's actually her who is sitting down, or it might be one of the other girls, but somebody's sitting down over there. And like I said, like in terms of all like the neon lights and stuff that they're using, like I really hope they're not all actual neon lights, because like I said, that is insanely expensive, especially if you're going to get them custom made to the set that you built. So I would imagine they are neon lights, but they're part of a set that has been built in the past and used through a few different productions and stuff, and they're trying to make their money's worth out of it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, regardless, still super cool set. I really enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for today's breakdown of Twice's Feel Special. Beautiful music video. Absolutely stunning. And on top of it, what an awesome song. So good. I really like this song. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and sub to the channel. Hit that like and get those bell notifications and whatnot if you like, because we're going to keep making videos and we're going to have a good time doing it. So hopefully you guys can come along for the ride. I love you. Stay aggressively positive and have a great week and a great weekend as well. Bye.